Hello, and welcome to the Wine Educate podcast, where we explore WSET education, study tips, and practical advice for wine enthusiasts and professionals. This is episode 12. Today, we're talking about how the SAT progresses from level 1 to level 3. So if you haven't listened to the previous episodes about what the SAT is, and specifically what BLIC is and how to use it, you should go back and listen to those first before you start this one, or you might be a bit confused. So go back, listen to those. And if you already have done, great, let's do this. I thought it'd be really fun to take the same wine and talk about it in an SAT tasting note for level 1, level 2, and level 3. And it's really timely because this week, I am teaching a level 1 class, level 2 class, level 3 class. We've kicked off all of our spring classes and we're in the thick of it. So tomorrow, Nancy and I are doing the all-day level 1 class together. And on Monday, we're also doing the level 2 intensive together. And on Monday night, I teach level 3. So this is perfect timing to talk about this tasting. I'm going to use a made-up example for this. In the world of wines, there are certain wines that are really quite testable. And even though you don't get the specific brand or just not the specific wine itself, it's still okay because of the style of wine and its typical and expected aromas and flavors and structural components. You can just go ahead and use it. So I'm using an example of a Bordeaux from the year 2000. 2000 was an excellent year for Bordeaux. So those wines are drinking beautifully, but showing some age, but still have a lot of potential aging to go. And I'm going to say that it's from the right bank because I wanted to have a little more Merlot in the blend for various reasons that help me out with the examples I'm gonna show you. So let's say that's our made up a bottle of wine to use as my example. And let's start with level 1. What's the point of the level 1 SAT? It is deceptively simple. A lot of folks, as we know, they just move right on to level 2. But if you're starting with level 1, there's more there than perhaps you think. What is the point of level 1? It's to introduce the basic structural components and the characteristics of wine and for you to start paying attention, okay? If you haven't really thought about wine tasting before, this is going to be a foreign concept and there's lots going on. So this is sort of a dip in the toe, dipping our toe in and starting to think about wine using that part of our brain. So what are we looking at? Appearance. For the appearance, it's just red, white, or rosé. On the nose, we are thinking about what we're smelling. What fruits are happening? Are we getting other things? I don't care how it's packaged. Just tell me what it smells like, right? You may not be picking out rose. You may be smelling baby powder. Well, guess what? Baby powder is flavored with rose scent. I want to hear all the things. Let's get that brain activated. On the palate, we are thinking about the components: sweetness, acidity, tannin, alcohol, body, and again, other flavors on the palate. So just getting our start. So if we had the 2000 Bordeaux, looking at it under the level 1 SAT, we would say for appearance, it is a red wine. On the nose, we may notice some black fruit like black currant, maybe even pick up on some of the oak. Maybe you not be able to kind of get to the nitty gritty of the oak, but maybe people will stick their nose in a glass and be like, oak. Okay, well, that's a start. Great. And on the palate, well, it's dry. The acidity could be quite high. We're going to say it's high for this one. So your mouth might be watering. You're feeling that acidity. The tannin, we're going to say it's medium tannin. Don't get mad at me on that because I'm going to use this as an example later down the road. Right now, we're saying it's medium. Medium alcohol, full body, And again, some flavors of black fruit. So we are getting our basic impression of the wine. So moving on to level 2, we are adding a lot in the level 2 SAT. What is the focus of the level 2 SAT? You're looking at the wine in greater detail, and you're also assessing the quality of the wine. So what does it introduce? Intensity. So for both appearance and flavor, you need to choose an intensity. You need to get more specific with your aromas and flavors, the description of that. And we introduce the concept of a finish, the finish of the wine. And we introduced BLIC, which we talked about last week. Okay. BLIC starts showing up in level 2, where we will be assessing the wine's quality. In level 2, we are also going to start linking the wine characteristics to its sense of place and the winemaking techniques. Going to be learning a lot about that in level 2, and we do kind of start to link those together. All right, so for the appearance, we have intensity. You're going to need to say if it is pale, medium, or deep. And we're getting more precise with our colors here too. So if it's a white wine, I want to know if it's lemon, gold, or amber. If it's a rosé, is it pink, orange, or orange? If it's red, is it purple, ruby, garnet, or tawny? All these fun colors, right? All these fun colors. I have to say 80% of the time, if it's a white wine, it's going to be lemon. And if it's a red wine, it's going to be ruby, right? Okay. On the nose, I want to know the aroma intensity. Is it light, medium, or pronounced? And I want to hear more things you're getting on the nose, a wider range of characteristics. So don't just say oak. Like, really think about what the oak flavor it is that you're smelling, right? Is it smoke? Is it vanilla? Is it coffee? Is it chocolate? And to continue that further, oak is a cluster, okay? It's a heading of a title of aromas and flavors, similar to citrus. Citrus is also a cluster. So instead of saying smells like citrus, let me know. Is it lemon? Is it tangerine? I had a wine last night and it was 100% tangerine. It was wild. Get more specific. We are digging now into primary, secondary, and tertiary aromas and flavors. I'm going to do a separate episode just on this. But briefly, primary are the aromas and flavors you get from just the winemaking. So that's like the fruits, the floral, things like that. Secondary are the aromas and flavors from certain winemaking techniques. Did the wine spend time in oak? Did it go through malolactic conversion? Did it spend time on the lees? Those sorts of aromas and flavors. And tertiary is clear signs of age. Okay. On the palate, we're also introducing flavor intensity, light, medium, and pronounced, and the finish, the length. And now we have a conclusion section with the level 2. And we want to know the quality. So the quality is broken up into poor, acceptable, good, very good, or outstanding. We are now using BLIC in order to assess that quality. We talked about BLIC in episode 11. So let's take our 2000 Bordeaux, our example, and we say on the appearance, it is a medium ruby. On the nose, it has pronounced aromas of black currant, red plum, black cherry, cranberry, eucalyptus, green bell pepper, cedar, vanilla, smoke, cloves, dried fruits like dried plums, leather, tobacco, and earth. Oh boy, that is a lot of things. On the palate, it is dry with high acidity, with medium tannin, medium alcohol, full body, and pronounced flavors of the things I mentioned already on the nose, and it has a long finish. In conclusion, we do BLIC. It is balanced, it has length, it has intensity and identifiable characteristics, And I'm not going to be mean on this. I am going to say that this wine is complex. Sometimes I'm a bit mean. I'm like, well, I don't think it's quite complex yet. This wine is complex. So that has 4 out of 4, makes the wine outstanding. Great. Moving on to the level 3 SAT. What is the focus of this? We are getting even more specific, and we are really honing in, fine-tuning our palate here so we can make conclusions about the wine, accurate conclusions. So the key elements evaluated. Appearance is the same as it is for level 2. There's a few things that are added. We have clarity that's been added, so we need to know, have a look at the wine. Is it clear? Is it hazy? Is it faulty? And other observations. Does it have legs/tears, deposits, things floating around in there, petulance, or bubbles? Okay, I'm mentioning those because they're new and they're on your card. You will not be tested on those, okay? So this might be the first and last time I mention it to you. I don't want to add confusion to your lives, but it is on your card, so I am mentioning it as something new. It is not something you will be tested on, okay? On the nose, we're adding development. Development can be youthful, developing, fully developed, or tired past its best. Okay. Realistically, in class, you're really going to have just youthful and developing. Okay. So those are the 2 you're choosing from. If you write down, if you notice clear tertiary things on the nose, it is developing. Okay? Developing. All right. On the nose and the palate, things are the same as they are for level 2. However, you now get your pluses and minuses. Okay. It's a blessing and a curse, people. All right? In level 2, everyone wants the pluses and minuses. You get them in level 3, and they want to give them right back because I make you be more specific. And that's hard sometimes, right? So you can add modifiers. So you could say something was medium plus in acidity or medium minus in acidity. I will say that if you put something was low or high in level 2, you can't all of a sudden pull it back down to a medium plus, medium minus, okay? If you said something was medium for level 2, now you can add the pluses and minuses to get more specific for level 3. You can do this with all the things except alcohol, okay? Alcohol is still low, medium, high, all right? No pluses and minuses there. And the conclusion, we add something else in the conclusion too, this level of readiness for drinking. So after you do your assessment of the wine, BLIC, then you can draw a conclusion as to whether or not the wine is too young, can drink now but has potential for aging, drink now, not suitable for aging or further aging, or too old. And I will say that in class, it's really going to be those middle 2 that you play with. Not so much too young or too old. All right, the grand finale. Are we ready? Level 3 SAT tasting note for our mysterious made-up 2000 Bordeaux from the Right Bank. Appearance. It is clear, medium, ruby. On the nose, it has pronounced aromas of black currant, red plum, black cherry, cranberry, eucalyptus, green bell pepper, cedar, vanilla, smoke, cloves, toast, dried fruit like dried plums, leather, tobacco, earth, savory, meaty. I mentioned many tertiary things here. This wine is developing, okay? On the palate, it is dry, has high acidity. Oh, well, for level 2, I put that it had medium tannin, but it's really on the higher side, okay? So I'm putting medium plus tannin for my level 3 tasting note. I'm using that plus to get more specific. See what I did there? Okay. Medium alcohol stays the same. Full body and pronounced flavors of the things that I mentioned on the nose and it has a long finish. So in the conclusions, we do BLIC. We did BLIC for level 2. It's still an outstanding wine. Nothing changes there. But now we have to look at the level of readiness for drinking. Okay. If you get a wine that's very good or outstanding, chances are it still has potential for aging. Okay. This wine was outstanding. I'm going to say that you could drink it now, but it has potential for further aging. Okay? Oof. Well, I hope that was helpful in breaking down level 1, 2, and 3 on the SAT. I think it would be useful to do this for a white wine, right? So next week, let's do it again. We'll do it again. For, yes, I'm going to do the New Zealand Sauvignon Blanc. I keep talking about it. I think I need to get it out of my system, but I do use this wine in level 1, 2, and 3. I'm tasting it all week. And so we can practice next week. All right? It doesn't matter what the brand is. Just make sure it's a current vintage of a New Zealand Sauvignon Blanc from Marlborough. Okay? Great. See you all next week.